My name's Katie Loberco, and I am a integrative holistic health coach, and I am so glad that you found this video. The purpose of this video is really to explain what I do as a health coach, what a health coach is, and help clear the air as to exactly what it is that I do and how I could potentially help you. Before I get into it, I want to take a step back and introduce myself and tell my story, because my story really leads to how I found this career path and how I know that it is my calling to pursue this, and why it really just helps package together why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I grew up in a household with pressure, I would say, that I put on myself, really. I was always, and I still kind of am, this all or nothing type person. So everything was really to the extremes. And I wasn't really naturally talented or gifted at school or sports. And so I really had to work for things. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I put a ton of pressure on myself to impress my parents, to impress my teachers, my friends, really because I didn't feel like I fit in. And so it kind of started to morph into eating disorder around the age of 16, 17 years old. It stemmed from a lot of things, but really a lot of not being able to internalize and process emotions that I was going through, and also this need to really feel like I was successful at something. And so I turned to restricting both food, over exercising, and it really was a really dark place in my life. Looking back, it was the lowest part of my life, but during it, you feel alive and you keep losing weight, and it's like super satisfactory. And that probably went on, my anorexia, for about 4 years, and I hit my lowest point in college, and I think I was 89 pounds at my lowest. And I was still exercising like twice a day. So I was really bad. And I finally came to the realization that I needed help. And through my amazing support from my family and close friends, I was able to get the help. Then I started to really see the picture and really just determined, I had an aha moment that it was such a selfish disorder for me to really put my friends, family, and just let my life wither away. I felt God had this purpose for me. I clearly wasn't living it out. I was so enamored by this physical appearance that is so, seemingly unimportant to God, that I felt like I was living this fraudulent life. And so I was able to put the weight back on pretty quickly on my own. And again, through completely just diving into the Bible and just like fully surrendering. And finished college, started my career, and for about 5 years I had a really high pressure, high stress job. Again, still the perfectionist tendencies, this all or nothing. I really felt like then I needed to prove myself in my career. And so I was putting in very long days. I put this immense amount of pressure on myself to just climb the ladder, and really just going through this career that really was totally against my authentic alignment. I felt really forced doing it, and my anxiety was through the roof, and I coped with it through over-exercising. So I got the food and the weight component down in the early 20s, but then I completely neglected the emotional component. And so I started dealing with adrenal fatigue, night sweats. I was getting maybe 6 hours of sleep. I was doing HIIT workouts like 6 times a week, and just go. Low libido. I had severe bloating, tons of water retention around my stomach. And looking back, that was even just at an early young age. I always had just this really distended stomach. And I was told through therapy and recovery that my stomach would always be distended because of depriving myself from nutrients for so long. That is just that was the name of the game. That was like gonna be my life, just this massive bowling ball of like pure air. And it was so frustrating. And so even still today, I struggle with, feeling just bad about this bloat that I've gotten and been able to manage, but it definitely was way worse in my young 20s when I was chronically stressed out and kind of just in this cloud all the time, like just kind of, just like going through the motions, like you're there, but you're not really there. Like sometimes you drive somewhere, you get there and you're like, I don't even know how I got here. That was me. Like that was me for 5 years, and I really just felt like because I was exercising and I was eating so clean that I was doing the healthy thing. I've tried all the trends, and because my weight was on at this time, I felt like I was recovered. And now looking back, I wasn't. I was still distorted thinking. I was really obsessed with clean eating. And so it really has been this like full circle moment now, going through school and educating myself on really, I needed that school for myself more than I thought. And I really needed that year to recover and to dial things back and to learn some techniques on how to get my gut back in check and how to get my stress levels back in check. So my purpose is to work with you on introducing techniques to help mitigate the stress in your life, to educate you on implications that chronic stress and over-exercising can do to the body, can do to the gut. Also to educate you on gut-based issues and potentially refer you to get your gut levels checked out, get food sensitivity tests. I have some recommendations for some really high quality tests that I've done, and really just test it and then work alongside your doctor or holistic practitioner on a plan. When I finally discovered and learned about what a health coach is really treating the person holistically, whole as in WHOLE, and looking at both the food component, yes, but also the emotional component, because I've been through both ends of the spectrum. I've neglected one and not the other, and you really have to marry the two. So if medicine is not necessary, now Western medicine is brilliant for acute chronic disease. If you are like having a heart attack or you have cancer, I am all proponent for that. But most time, almost 90% of instances of people why they go to the doctor or the hospital is based on situations that you could prevent in your day-to-day life by making lifestyle changes through diet and lifestyle. So I, through my background, am really passionate and specifically focus on working with women with chronic stress, because I was there, the perfectionist go mentality who feel super fatigued, also deal with a lot of bloat and brain fog, and potentially might be having issues getting regular menstrual cycles, because I've been through all of that. And so I work alongside your practitioner to help you kind of uncover what's holding you back. I've been educated on over 100 different dietary theories. However, I don't believe that a diet is a long-term sustainable solution. So I focus on really getting into what works for your body, and only you can tell me that. So you have to start tapping into not what the Instagram influencer is saying is the new diet trend, but what your body is craving for your individual physique based on your stress levels, your body composition, and all factors that are going on in your life. What I will help you do is, if you are craving immense amount of sugar or alcohol or using food as a crutch, we'll dig down deeper, because there's something else going on why you're craving the sugar. It could be physical, could be an imbalance in your body, potentially a gut-based issue, potentially a hormonal imbalance, or potentially it could be habitual. It could be this reward mechanism that you think you get sugar when you've done something good. So we really dig down below just the food. I am not a replacement for a doctor. I do not diagnose or treat disease. Rather, I give suggestions and help you discoveries yourself. It's really powerful. So I allow a safe space for you to just feel emotions, to feel heard, and we come up with an action plan together that's going to work for you.